I think I'm saying that we struggle all our lives to answer it. That it's the struggle that is important. That's what helps us to define our place in the universe.
This is Beverly, Dr. Beverly, Dr. Beverly Crusher.
Look where we are. Here, all of us in this moment. So let's do what we spent our entire lives learning to be great at.
And this is Crusher Convo.
And welcome to Crusher Convo. We're crushing the conversation one episode at a time. It is my season 4 premiere of Crusher Convo, and I am finally watching Discovery. Yay!
Yay!
And with me tonight to discuss the premiere is Wes from Twin City Trekkies. Welcome, Wes.
Hi, Jesse.
So excited to join me. I mean, you started rewatching Discovery, so this is going to be interesting. You know, you having a different perspective from your first time, and then me talking about, you know, my perspective of seeing it the first time ever.
Yeah.
But we were talking backstage a little about how I don't know if my perception's a little different than if I would have watched it all those years ago versus the fact that I've already seen Strange New Worlds and I'm already watching Starfleet Academy. So I think it's interesting that my mindset's a little different, I think, than what it would have been. So one real quick before I jump into my sponsor, what is it about Discovery that you do love so much?
I think I enjoy the journey of Michael Burnham the most, actually, because her entire arc throughout the 5 seasons is something that is very interesting to watch. I think now, because like you said, I'm rewatching it, and it's actually a lot of it. It's interesting to see where it all began, and I'm just slowly rewatching it, folks. So.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
That's so funny. Well, before we dive in, I want to go ahead and talk about my sponsor real fast. So Cherry Tree Incorporated, use my code CrusherConvo6 to get 6% off your order. They just recently came out with a batch of brand new Ratchadino mugs of all different colors. So if you love the color red or orange or even the classic blue, head over to mycherrytree.com and use my code and you can get 6% off of that mug. But also don't forget to follow them on the socials at @CherryINC. Have you heard of Cherry Tree before?
No, I actually have not.
Well, here, if you love DS9. You are a DS9 fan. So if you want your own Ractadino mug, that's the place to go. I should have had it today. Gosh dang it. I don't even have my water. I just rushed home, guys. Wes knows we're here and we got this. But yeah, so much fun. But I love to ask a new question every season. And because it is the 60th anniversary, I decided to do something special. And I will be doing my very first panel at Gem State Comic-Con. And I'm going to be talking about 60 years of the women of Trek. And so because it is the 60th anniversary, and of course this podcast is based off of Beverly Crusher, I wanted to ask you, Wes, what female character do you find inspiring?
Sylvia Tilly from Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, nice. And explain why. Why Tilly?
Because she is the person that I think we can all identify with as a fan of Star Trek for the last, how long you've been a fan of Star Trek? Either like 60 years or just recently starting out. Yeah, or a newbie such as yourself.
Or you were born into it, yes.
Yeah, or you're born into it. She is the character that, to me, is the most identifiable as a fan of Star Trek, going like, oh, this is so cool. I get to say these awesome things and, touch these awesome things too, and do my job and stuff like that. So, yeah, so I'm just going to say Sylvia Tilly from Star Trek Discovery.
So it's funny because I haven't really seen Tilly, right? I just literally have only seen the first 2 episodes. And I do know that Tilly is supposed to be in Starfleet Academy, and everyone was kind of upset that they hadn't seen her yet. But I think she's in like 1 episode. But I've heard
Yep.
so many things where they're like, I think you're going to like the character, Lori from Trek movies. She's like, I love Tilly. I think you're going to love Tilly. I'm like, cool. I'm super excited. So I can't wait to actually finally see her in Discovery and kind of get to know that character in a way that everyone is just enjoys her so much. So yeah, super, super excited. And this is perfect because we are talking about Star Trek Discovery. And I
Yep.
watched the Vulcan Hello, and I believe it was the Battle of the Binary Stars is the second episode.
Yep.
At first I was only going to watch the first episode. Then when I'm watching it, I was like, oh, this is a 2-parter. I kind of need I gotta need to finish it. So now we're watching 2 episodes. So here we go. So let's get started on the conversation with a clip from a Vulcan Hello.
Leaves we should about face.
There is a space station at Eagle 12, 3 light years away. The Andorian colony at Gamma Hydra is 6. Sunjo is the only line of defense if the Klingons attack.
Not if. When.
I have to hope that whatever happens here can serve as a bridge between our civilizations.
That's the diplomat in you talking. What does the soldier say?
Nothing good.
All right, so here's the information from the Vulcan Hello. It premiered on September 24th, 2017, the day before my husband's birthday. The teleplay by Brian Fuller and Akiva Goldsman, directed by David Semel, and story by Brian Fuller and Alex Kurtzman. And the in-universe date is May 11th, 2256. And of course, the Battle of the Binary Stars, obviously the premiere date and the in-universe date is the same. But the teleplay is by Gretchen J. Berg and Aaron Harber. It's directed by Adam Kane, and the story is by Brian Fuller. So there's all the information there. My first reaction. All right, here we go, guys. I enjoyed it. Okay. The thing that really stuck out, and again, I saw Strange New Worlds. I'm watching, and I've also seen Section 31, and seeing Philippa Georgiou, totally different. I know her hands. I was a little taken aback. I was like, wow, she's a really cool captain. Now I know the other one is Mirror Universe, Georgiou, but it was just, I don't know. I don't want to say weird, but it was just different to see her just this, commanding officer and doing what she's supposed to. The one thing, though, that kind of took me aback a little bit was how much Michael was just like, no, we got like fast and furious. Like, she's like, no, we got to do this. We got to do that. And like, I don't know. At first, I was kind of taken aback by just how, she mutinied, like right there. She at the end of the episode, she mutinied, like right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad I did watch the second episode, because as I'm getting into it now, I don't know the whole story with why she was raised by Sarek. I know Spock is her half brother, but I think because she was raised on Vulcan, that kind of screwed with her a little bit, because she's not a Vulcan. She's a human. And so I think her emotions just go from 0 to 100. And she was still, in this beginning, she was still learning how to control that emotion instead of having, and I'm sure just by what you've said, Wes, is that by the time you get to the 5th season, she's able to tone it down a little bit. Am I wrong? Am I on the right track here?
You are on the right track, Jesse. Yes.
So with you watching it and rewatching it, what is the difference that you're seeing from when you first saw it to how you're seeing it now? Like, what is your reaction? Is it the same? Are you noticing differences? Do you like things different than, last time?
I like things differently now. It's later on in the season for me. I'm enjoying what I'm enjoying to see now, but with all the other things that happen in the season, I'm enjoying those a lot more than I did when I first watched it back in 2017. because I remember when I first watched these 2 episodes, because the Vulcan Hello aired on CBS and the Battle of the Binary Stars aired on CBS All Access right after the Vulcan Hello. So,
Odd. Okay.
yeah. So for those who don't know trivia about those 2 episodes, yeah, because when Star Trek Discovery premiered, it was on CBS, and then it went from episode 2 onward, it was on All Access, and then eventually Paramount Plus.
So, just out of curiosity, did they never air the rest on CBS? It was just only on All Access.
They did re-air the entire first season during the pandemic.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, they did re-air this. They did re-air season 1 during, I think it was the 2021 television season, because of the gap of programming that CBS had because of the pandemic. So.
Okay, that makes sense.
I know all this weird. I know all of obscure trivia, folks. So that's the benefit of being a podcaster. So
I get it. What's funny is I remember when my husband was watching Star Trek Picard, because that came out at the just like 2019 to 2020, right? Just before the pandemic.
2020, yeah.
And so I remember it being on CBS All Access, and then when season 2 finally came out, and then 3, it was on Paramount, and he was so confused. He was like, "Wait, wasn't this over?" And I was like, "I don't know, no idea what's going on." But I did want to mention, though, with how I was seeing Michael, I can kind of see. Now, granted, guys, we all know about the toxic tubers and horrible, nasty fans that were putting the show down from the start. I could kind of see, though, a little bit from the few actually decent fans that kind of was off-putted by Michael being overly emotional. Okay? Where she just was like, well, I'd rather do mutiny than listen to you. Like, she was just like that force of nature. However, I don't think she stays that way for the rest of the time. I'm clearly not wrong. And I don't think the fans just really gave it a shot, right? They just didn't want to give it a chance. They were just like, ugh, another female captain, and she's black, and she's overly emotional. Like, they just didn't even want to try. And as we're seeing now, especially, and I don't know about you, Wes, but I'm getting so much hate from all of my Starfleet Academy videos and clips, and I'm over it.
Yeah, Jesse, I remember all the toxic fandom from 2017 too, because when Discovery first premiered, folks, a lot of fans had a lot of things going against it. First of all, there was the Orville that premiered 2 weeks prior on Fox. The Orville had started airing episodes 2 weeks prior to Discovery. And people are saying, "Oh, that's the real Star Trek, not Discovery." And then, for those who don't remember, Netflix had the rights overseas to air Star Trek Discovery, and it was Crave in Canada, but definitely here in the United States, everyone was expecting, because Star Trek was on Netflix for a number of years, like the pre-Christmas shows were all on Netflix for people to watch and stream. And then they decided to say, "Oh, we're going to use our own streaming service to air new Star Trek." And that had a lot of people going like, "I don't want to spend another $10 on a streaming service. That really sucks." Well, this was when CBS All Access started to have new programming, original programming at the time. Star Trek Discovery was the second show they ever did. The first show they ever did was a spinoff of The Good Wife. So.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it was a spinoff of The Good Wife, and that lasted for 7 seasons. But definitely, so Star Trek Discovery was its first major $10+ million a year episode investment into their streaming service. So Yeah, so but and because everyone was expecting here in the United States to have it on Netflix, but it didn't happen, and that kind of made a lot of fans upset too because they didn't want to pay for another streamer service because you had Hulu, you had Amazon Prime, you had Netflix, and Apple wasn't around yet, but but definitely all these streaming services. There were only like 4 big ones at the time, so they didn't want to spend another extra $10. I can understand that, though. That I can understand.
I mean, we're dealing with that now because now there's like 15 streaming services,
Yes.
right? It's absolutely insane. I think though, it's so silly. Because like it makes sense in the sense that this is their new show, so obviously CBS is going to air it. Hence why they created their own streaming service. Netflix tends to, yes, they'll have the rights of certain shows, like let's say the Bake Off, all right?
Yeah.
But not anything to this extreme. Now, I watched Star Trek. That's how I binged The Next Generation was on Netflix. And so I was able to, go through it because I didn't have CBS Access or even Paramount. But it's kind of a silly thing to just bitch about, and it's also just, again, I had asked this to all the fans. I was like, with all the hate that I'm getting from Academy, I said, was it this bad with Discovery? And so many said the same thing. It was worse.
Yes, it is. It was a lot worse.
You've got to be kidding me. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
I'm with you 100%, Jesse. I do not get it whatsoever. And people, and that's I had a thought for a number of years, even before the final season aired 2 years ago. Now, holy crap! Oh my gosh, that Star Trek Discovery is not going to enjoy it. I'm hopeful it will enjoy the same kind of enjoyment that fans have towards TNG or DS9 or Voyager or the original series or Enterprise. But based upon how much vitriol there was on social media regarding Discovery when it first aired and continued all throughout the 5 seasons it aired, I have a feeling it's not going to enjoy that, unfortunately. It's going to be, I was feeling that way for a number of years, going like, this is not going to be a show that people are not going to enjoy 5-10 years down the road when it's done. And it's unfortunate. And it's because yes, the hate that fans are giving now to Starfleet Academy is ridiculous, but but when it compared to, say, Star Trek Discovery or even the first 2 seasons of Star Trek Picard, Starfleet Academy's hate is way tamer than that. So.
Right. And that's what they were telling me. And what's so interesting is that we got Strange New Worlds because of Discovery. And to say that like people love Strange New Worlds, but to still hate on Discovery, again, it's these, as Larry calls it, toxic tubers or negative Nancys, just tend to just really want to bag on something because it's not, and I'm just going to throw it out there, it's because it is a black woman on the bridge. It's basically what it is. And when they're saying this isn't my Trek, it's like, well, there was always a black woman on the bridge. Actually, I think TNG was a little bit too like white people versus TOS.
Yeah. Come on, folks. Yeah.
I mean, I just don't understand. Like, I'm like, isn't that what the IDIC stands for? Like, we're supposed to be infinite diversity, infinite combinations.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest reasons that, Whoopi Goldberg wanted to be on TNG was because she saw Nichelle Nichols. And so this was just carrying on that legacy. And we get these a-holes who just want to ruin it. Now, everyone knows, and I'm from Star Wars, when you want to talk about toxic fandom,
oh yeah,
Star Wars is up there.
Oh yes,
We went through the whole Force Awakens and Last Jedi and friggin' The Rise of Skywalker and what happened with Leia and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I am disappointed in some things, but you don't see me bagging on like my friend Ro over at Scarif being like, well, I love Rise of Skywalker and I hate Last Jedi, when I'm like the opposite. But we're respecting our like love for the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't have to love Discovery. Like maybe I'll watch the 5 seasons and be like, it's okay. But I'm not gonna be like, but it's not Star Trek.
Yeah. I'm like one of the, that's one aspect of this era of Star Trek I really enjoy the most, is because compared to the Berman era of Star Trek, which is formulaic, this era of Star Trek, I call it the Kurtzman era, from Discovery all the way to the Star Trek Scouts show on YouTube. They're diversifying the fan base. That's what I really enjoy doing. That they have enjoyed. I have enjoyed about this era of Star Trek, because you got Discovery, which could be LGBTQ friendly. You know, hey, you know, you got. I don't mean to spoil it, but there are gay characters in the show.
I do know. It's fine. It's fine.
Gay and non-binary characters. You got Picard, which is like a continuation of Next Gen. People who loved Next Gen, and it's like, oh, I want to see more of Picard's story. What happened to him after Nemesis, kind of thing. You got Strange New Worlds, which was an episodic show which people enjoy. You got Lower Decks if you want a comedy. You got Prodigy if you want like a story about kids, and it's like really ties into the lore so well. Yep. You got Starfleet Academy for the college agers, and I think that's probably why a lot of people hate it. Like some of the older fans hate it because they don't like the dialogue, because it's more geared towards Gen Zers and Gen Alphers.
Right.
And it's understandable. I understand why you don't like it, but when you don't, but I know I talked about this before with you on my show, Jesse, when we talked about 7 of 9 last year on my show, but the rage farming, you know, if you don't like something, that's okay with me. But when you decide to be a dick about it, that's when we have problems.
That's when we have a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. That's when we have a problem.
And that's just it. It's like, hey, just don't rain on our parade. Right? Like I'm enjoying Starfleet Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely enjoying it, loving all the episodes, digging it, all this stuff. And I've even done a TikTok or two about this, but I'm more of just like, hey, listen, if you tried watching and don't like it, gold star. You tried.
Yeah.
If you just want to be an asshole and not watch it and just say that it's stupid, get off my feet. Like, don't even attempt. Right?
Yeah, exactly. My thinking exactly.
Yeah, and you know, now that I'm finally getting into Discovery, and I'm finally understanding certain characters, I might even understand a little bit more about Spock in Strange New Worlds, or even Pike and Number One. But just I'm opening that next chapter of lore, of canon, and they're just gonna have to suck it and deal with it. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
So the one thing, like I said, the one thing that just, I was kind of like, oh, I'm not sure. Yes, her emotions were all over the place. But when you get into the second episode, it explains all of it. Like, it's just like she's talking about with Sarek and how she was raised on Vulcan. And humans are not Vulcan. And the thing is yes, Vulcans, I know the story, guys. You don't have to comment about this. I know that Vulcans have emotions. However, they just learned to not use them so they could be more logical. Great. Yep. But as a human, and I could see now where they were kind of going with, because of Spock being half human, half Vulcan, talk about a double-edged sword. Like, he just was kind of screwed over in a sense. So that's why, but he was able to tap into his Vulcan side and be more Vulcan. Burnham couldn't. Michael could not. She was never Vulcan in the first place. So that's where it's just like, it's understandable if she's overly emotional. Duh. You know, it's understandable if she's crying, right? She's doing all these things, but she was smart and she was understanding of like the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, because I'm again, she's clearly suffered a lot of loss. I think she mentioned something about losing her parents, and that's why Sarek raised her. But she was desperately not wanting to lose her captain, and she ended up losing her captain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was also Philippa's choice to go on up there, trust her, and she died. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, here's this whole war Klingons. This is the start of the story of why we have this with Strange New Worlds, why we have this with TOS, all the way up until they finally get peace and there's TNG. And having Jaden in the 32nd century, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's always a start to a story, so you can't just dismiss it and just like it never happened, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm literally going into this with literally my eyes wide open and just understanding of all the characters and, like you had mentioned earlier, the journey that Michael is going to be on, and see just how different she is from episode 1 to all the way up until the end of season 5.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
it's very different.
I did want to mention something. So Sarek is played by James Frame. Am I saying that correctly?
James Frayne, yes.
Okay. So he, again, guys, never saw Discovery. Don't know all the actors. I know the main characters, obviously, but not everybody. When I was at STLV last year, I was waiting in line to ask a question about something. And of course, some of the actors or, right, you know, just certain people were off in the corner. Well, someone had shown up and he was like, oh, I need to go to the vendor room. Now, I just so happened to be leaving and I was like, oh, I could take you. I'm headed over there right now. And he was like, oh, great. Thank you so much. So we're walking down the halls, and if anyone's been at STLV, it is like a nice little trek, no pun intended. But from the opening, and you have to go down around the corner, down this long ass hall until you get to the end, make another left and then a right, and then you're on the vendor room. Chatting with the guy, very friendly, just all like, yeah, he's like, this is my first time. And I was like, oh, this is my third, you know, whatever. Not realizing who this guy is. Walk him in and he's like, oh yeah, I need to find my table. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, oh, I'm over there. It was James Frayne. I'm all, and then I was like, wait, James Frayne, because it said, like, I think it said Discovery or something like that, because sometimes and I'm Googling it. I was like, oh shit, that was Sarek. Guys, I hung out with Sarek and I didn't even realize it. I'm like going down in history with that one, but I wanted to share my story. And James, if you're watching, please come on my show. But again, I did enjoy it. There was some certain things that I was kind of questioning and stuff. I'm not a TOS fan though, so I just kind of dismiss it and be like, it is what it is. I don't think too hard. Unlike some people. I just enjoy it. I'm here for the story. I'm here for the growth. I'm here for the entertainment. I'm 99% sure that Wilson Cruz's character, is it? You're going to have to help me. The doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Culber?
Yeah, Dr. Culber. Yeah, Dr. Culber.
Culber. Okay. Woo!
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Probably going to be my favorite character just because he's a doctor. So, and I think we follow each other on Threads. I'm not sure. But anyways, the thing is like, he seems like a character that I would enjoy. And I'm just looking forward to everybody. Oh, I did love Suru.
Yeah.
And that's just because it's Doug Jones. So I can't,
it's Doug Jones.
You can't go wrong with, you can't go wrong with that.
No.
But I'm actually looking forward to that relationship because they were definitely butting heads a little bit, right? Him and Michael. But I know they have a very close relationship later on. So I am looking forward to that. But my husband did watch it with me and he was like, yeah, that was interesting, you know. But he's gonna give it, you know, still give it a good old school try and keep watching it. He did not finish Enterprise. He tried. He was like, I couldn't do it. And I was like, you're gonna go back. It's fine. We'll figure it out. He ended up loving like DS9 and Voyager and stuff like that. But I'm I'm excited. I'm excited for now my discovery journey, especially because I do love Strange New Worlds. I am enjoying Academy, and so I can't wait to see where just how the little pieces. Because sometimes I'm like, what's the burn? Someone explain what happened. I don't know what happened in this. How did they get to the 37? Who's Jet Reno? Like I'm still. Well, I love her in Academy, but I'm going to learn more. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So since you've already watched Discovery and you're rewatching it now, is there something that you're excited for me to discover? No pun intended. As I'm watching the show, like when it comes to the characters or maybe story wise, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till Jesse sees blah, blah, blah. Now, granted, you could spoil.
There's a few of them.
There's a few of them?
Yeah. If you don't mind me indulging you.
Hold up, real fast. There's Ro. Did his ears ring? Okay, I totally shouted you out, Ro, here from Scare Scuttlebutt podcast. Okay, I see how it is. And he said the burn happens when you have too much chili. That's not the burn I'm talking about, but thank you, Ro. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I had chili for dinner, and I'm fine. So debunked. I just debunked his comment.
Yeah.
And we have Grayson in the chat. I love the shot of the Shenzhou coming to the rescue at the start of the season 1 premiere. Oh, the shots were beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I love the cinematography of this stuff.
Yeah, when it swoops down to the planet. Yeah, I get it. What you're talking about. But if you'll indulge me, there are a few things I'm excited for you to see. Obviously, Sylvia Tilly. But
Tilly's number 1. Got it.
Tilly's
Okay, should I write these down?
Yeah, Sylvia Tilly. The first captain of Discovery is an interesting character. So
okay.
Yeah.
Isn't Jason Isaacs in the show?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's in the first season.
The guy.
Yeah. If you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to tell you his name, but I kind of I can't. I want to say.
You want to, but you're like, no. I want you to be surprised. I get it. It's fine. I mean, if you do spoil, it's totally fine. I'm very late to the party, so.
Okay. I just for those. Yeah. Okay. His name is Gabriel Lorca.
Okay.
Yeah. His story is really fascinating to me now. Rewatching it now is really great.
Okay.
And the Klingons in Discovery do evolve, I would say, a little bit. I know that there was one thing about what
I was going to say. Let's stop here for one hot second because my husband, he had a hard time believing those were the Klingons. He's like, "How did we go from that to TOS to back to?" And I went, "You're just let it happen."
They'll change. They'll change.
Okay.
They'll change.
So there's a story behind. I mean, I'm sure there is. They can't just go from what we saw in the first episode in the Vulcan Hello, and then I get it.
Yeah, they'll change, and it was because of the fans. But there was one thing about the Klingons in Star Trek Discovery, especially the first 2 seasons, especially in season 1, is I said this a long time ago on a different show, a long time ago, that they sound like they ate peanut butter sandwiches and the peanut butter got stuck to the roof of their mouths. In the first season. I mean, I applaud the actors who did that for the first season. They couldn't eat solid food.
Mouthpiece, right?
Yeah, like the mouthpieces.
You know what? Because, I mean, we saw this with the issues with the Ferengi.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, even Michael Dorn didn't want that bottom piece. And so there's a reason, right? It changes the way you talk. But now I can't unsee it. Now I'm thinking back to what I saw in the first 2 episodes, and now that's all I see. That's all I hear now. So thanks, Wes, for ruining that for me.
I'm sorry. Captain Pike's story, too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually quite fascinating how all the stuff that he knows in the first season of Strange New Worlds regarding him and regarding him is in season 2. The
I should be
burn.
writing this down.
You should be writing this stuff down.
That's okay. This is all being recorded, so it's totally fine.
You can just
by the way,
rewatch it.
Grayson said the Lorca story is so much better on rewatch.
Yes, it is so much better. So much better. Because
So basically, you guys are telling me I have to watch all of this and then rewatch it again.
no, I'm not telling you to watch it again. Yeah, but for you, definitely. But for you, definitely. But if you have to rewatch the first season again, which I'm doing right now, what that commenter just said makes total sense because it actually is enjoyable.
Well, Jason Isaacs. Well, what's not to be enjoyable?
Exactly.
Sorry, I am a fan. I will.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Jason Isaacs too. And and then the burn itself, interesting concept, poorly executed. So,
okay.
How it actually happened was, in my opinion, one of the most stupidest things ever for Star Trek. And I'm just saying that as my opinion. It's my opinion. It was one of the most stupidest reveals ever for Star Trek.
I'm looking at an episode of TNG right now, and I'm trying to remember the name. It's not that important, and so that's why I kind of forget it. Oh, there it is. Is it like the concept of force of nature?
No, it is not.
Okay.
It is not.
Is it as stupid as that?
It's stupider.
Close?
It's stupider than that. Way worse than that.
Yes. Don't tell me that. I can't stand the force of nature.
I mean, the way they were talking about it sounded interesting. How it was revealed was stupid.
Okay. So does it sound better in Academy, though?
It does
like
sound better. It sounds better in Academy, but how they revealed how it happened in Discovery was really, in my opinion, one of the most dumbest things ever. So,
well, no one's perfect. Okay.
Exactly. No one's
Star
perfect.
Trek has its moments. We had Code of Honor.
Yes. Code of Honor, Angel One, come on. Threshold, come on.
I would even throw Justice in there too. Just a little.
Oh yeah, Justice. Yeah.
I mean, they were going to execute a child.
Planet.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, the soft corn porn planet. That's why I call that episode.
Yes, that's literally what it was. And
But
she really liked Worf. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay.
Season 4 is slow.
I did hear that.
I'm a little dreading rewatching that season because it was.
Is it like season 3 of Enterprise?
Yeah, kind of, but no, like in terms of how slow it is. Yeah, it's a little slow. And then 5's great, obviously. 5 was great, except for I love the coda they did for it because they were so intent of doing a 6th season, didn't happen. But yeah, and I love the coda they did for that. Yeah, that coda they did.
I do. So here's the thing. I do love, though, that there's more episodes. And that's probably because of this whole CBS all access crap, right? Because it's like, 15 episodes the first season, and then it went like 14, and then and then as like Paramount took over, it went down to 10, right? Am I wrong?
Actually, okay, let me explain. For season one, it was originally scheduled for 13. CBS gave them 2 extra episodes. For season 2, again, 13. But then they gave them 1 more episode.
Okay.
And then it was 13 for season 3 and 4. And then season 5 was 10. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's more than what Strange New Worlds is getting for their last season. Just
6.
saying.
Yeah.
They're getting 6. Yeah.
You're getting 6 for this last season. So I know. It's
so stupid.
So stupid. But definitely, yeah, I think that's all of them. I think about like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, the whole mirror universe thing is actually something I was excited about from the beginning. So.
Well, I think people enjoyed that more than Section 31.
Yes.
Throwing that out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Section 31.
Now, again, I'm excited to see Giorgio and how, like, she's dead. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But I know I'm excited to see with Michael probably feels guilty of losing her captain and doing all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, boom, there's Mirror Universe Giorgio. And I'm like, that's going to be shitty. So I'm actually excited about that kind of a story.
Oh.
But I think there's just going to be a roller coaster of things.
Oh,
Right?
yes.
Especially with her growing up on Vulcan. I think that's very interesting. And that's what I don't understand is I was all like, I get it. She's overly emotional because she fucking grew up on Vulcan. It's like, it's not a hard concept, guys.
Oh, I just remembered one more thing that I really enjoyed rewatching again. And it has to do with a certain original series character that appears in the first season. So I'm gonna leave that name up to everyone else. And if people who are commenting now, or watching it now, watching this, and know who it is, don't reveal it to Jesse, please. So, because it's a certain original series character, and he makes it great. He makes it his own, and it's great. I also recommend watching the first season of Short Treks. So,
Oh, yes.
yeah, the first season of the Short Treks. So, if you can, if I'm not sure if they're still on Paramount Plus, but they still are. The first
I'm not
season,
sure, but I could look. Yeah.
the first four actually tie into the rest of the series. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Now, let's jump into the one penny that I got for this episode. So here's the penny for our thoughts.
Penny for your thoughts.
Dave over at Patreon, one of my Patreon members, he said, solid episode with some world building and character relationship development. It had heart. He is talking about A Vulcan Hello and, of course, Battle Binary Stars. So this, again, exciting because he's basically telling me, because I'm watching this for the first time, that there's more to come. And there is character development that I already knew was going to be happening. And there's going to be a lot of heart to it, obviously. And so, and no one say Faith of the Heart. Ro, I know you're thinking about it. But anyways, I like stories where you see character development. Okay. One thing that I am enjoying about Starfleet Academy, and I feel like it's a tad rushed, but it's also only 10 episodes. Okay. So I'm totally figuring that out. But Caleb, for instance, absolutely character development due to the fact that he went from losing his mom, going through shit for the last 15 years, and then all of a sudden working with the people that he really hated this entire time. That, in my opinion, I don't know anything, never saw screeners, guys, so this is purely speculation. But I believe the end of the season is going to be Caleb having to choose between his mom and the people he's developed to become his family.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which are the cadets, right? Which is Genesis and Jaden and Sam and, Darum and, of course, even Nala. Okay. And of course, let's not forget, what do we call them on Threads? Our lesbian aunties. Okay. So Thok and Jet Reno and the doctor. Let's not forget the doctor. But he's going to have to go through this whole, horrible decision of having to choose his mom, who he's been looking for so long. And then people who's been there for him. And Tarima, right? He let her in. He opened his heart to her. So I feel like I'm going to be getting that in Discovery.
Yeah, I think you will.
And I think also, too, and I know I'm going to be getting a lot of hate from this episode, my episode that we're doing right now. There's going to be some stupid comments about, ew, Discovery sucks. I don't listen. If y'all are watching this and you got it this far, we're at 45 minutes. And all you're like, oh, she's wrong. Oh, he's wrong. Oh, whatever. This, just and walk away. Okay. I will delete you, I will block you, and that's what's going to happen. Just throwing that out there. So, but again, I'm excited. I can't wait. And that's now going to go into the tricorder rating.
My tricorder.
So 4 votes for both episodes. Okay, so I was having people and look at this. I got some good people. Okay. 50%. So 2 votes went to 5 stories of Kalis. 1 vote went to, so 25% for Katras. And then 1 went to 3 tractor beams. No 2 court martials and no senseless death. Okay. Kalis, before we finish up here. One thing my husband did say when he was like, oh, the Klingons look a little weird. He goes, he's like, but that's not what Kalis looked like when we saw him in TNG, right? The whole Worf and Gowron and all that stuff, and they cloned Kalis. But that was my argument. I was all like, well, they don't know what Kalis looked like. That was just their interpretation of what he might have looked like.
Yeah.
Right? These were all stories. They have no idea what Kalis looked like. It was just their interpretation. And since this is the only, I know Worf made a little side joke in DS9 when they were doing the trials and tribulations and they saw the Klingons and, you know, they were like, those were you guys? He's like, we don't talk about it. And that was their way of discussing it. Like, let's not go there. Same thing. Right? It's just, these Klingons don't know. Kalis could have looked totally different. Right? And so it's those things where it's just like suspension of disbelief, guys. Just roll with it. Just don't think too hard. And it's fine. You guys will be okay. All right. So I say though, and actually let me put back on my rating here. I give it 4 Katras. Okay. Had some questions. I'm not going to say like some issues. No, I had some maybe little nitpicks, smidge, but nothing too crazy. I could probably watch these episodes again and still enjoy myself. As for you who has not only seen it for the first time back in the day and then now, what would you score it now that you're rewatching it?
5 stories of Kalis, actually.
5 stories? What do you think you would have scored it when you first watched it?
Probably 3 tractor beams because it was a little slow. It was a little, I mean, the Vulcan hello.
I can see that.
Yeah, the Vulcan hello was kind of a little slow. Battle of the Binary Stars is definitely still, I would,
action.
That was a lot of action and stuff like that. I give that 4 Katras. I give it 4 Katras now, and I would give it a 4 Katras when I'm thinking about it when I first watched it 9 years ago. And so it would be that same thing. So.
Okay. All right. So definitely your idea has gone up. Like your liking of it has definitely jumped a couple of votes. So there we go. A couple of ratings there. So yeah, I'm excited and I can't wait to talk more about it. I'm not going to do more Discovery episodes for this season just because I'm getting into it and I don't know when I'm going to finish at this point. But my whole sickbay spinner has a lot of episodes from the original series in TNG and DS9 and Voyager and Enterprise and and Lower Decks and Picard and basically everything except for Discovery. And that's just because I'm getting into it. But yeah, I'm excited and I'm finally feeling like a true fan of Star Trek now that I'm almost done with all the shows. And that's like 960 something plus episodes, guys. It's not easy.
No, it's not
easy. No. So, and again, I just celebrated my 4-year Trekiversary, so I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just
pretty
putting that out there.
That's insane.
But let's go ahead and jump into my redhead alert. All right, guys, next Friday, my conversation with actor Duncan K. Fraser premieres. We had fun chatting about his time on Enterprise and what it means to be a background actor. I had loads of fun with Duncan, so you don't want to miss this episode. If obviously it's pre-recorded, so it's going to be dropping at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on my YouTube page. And don't forget about my giveaway. Once I get to 1,000 followers on Instagram and 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I will be giving away an autograph, this picture of Gates McFadden, to a very special listener. Please spread the word and share my content to help me reach my goal. Currently, I'm about 550-ish, maybe 530 on Instagram, and I am at 423 on YouTube. So I'm getting there. So please help if you guys want to win this autograph here of a photo that I took back in 2023 STLV. And don't forget that you can submit a penny for your thoughts by recording off of crusherconvo.com a 60 to 90 second clip, or you can email me your thoughts at crusherconvo@gmail.com and I will announce your penny live on the air. And I love to hear your guys' thoughts, especially if you cannot make the chat. I totally understand. Or if I have to pre-record an episode, I would love to hear what you guys think of whatever topic I'm going to be doing, because I love to crush the conversation with you guys. And last but not least, and my Patreon shoutouts go to Leslie, Dave, and Grayson, who was in the chat today, who are my Commander patrons, and Chuck and Engineer Mark, who are my Admiral patrons. If you'd like to support the podcast and enjoy exclusive extra content, just head over to patreon.com/crusherconvo, and you can sign up for as low as $3 a month. All right, Wes, thank you so much for joining me. Please tell my listeners where they can find you.
All right, you can find us on various social medias. We are on Instagram at Twin Cities Trekkies Pod. Facebook is TC Trekkies Pod. We're also on Blue Sky. We just joined TikTok about maybe like 2 months ago. So it's Twin Cities Trekkie. So, and stuff like that. And we have over 100 episodes for you to listen to, ranging from, and I do live streams every Sunday afternoon talking about the new episodes of Star Trek. We'll be doing one this Sunday for the episode 7. Cozine, I can't pronounce the name word. I can't say the word.
Cozen? I don't know. I'll have to watch the episode again.
I gotta watch the episode again. Yeah, that one. Yeah. So yeah, but I'll be doing those live streams like every single Sunday when we have new episodes of Star Trek. Been doing that since last summer. So I'll be doing that with Strange New Worlds when it comes back and stuff like that. So it'd be fun to like do that. And yeah, we have a lot of things going on for Twin Cities Trekkies in 2026, celebrating the 60th anniversary of Star Trek, doing another Star Trek film extravaganza and stuff like that. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So it'll be a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, go check him out here on YouTube and like I said, on all the socials. I really enjoy chatting with you, Wes. I love chatting with Ro and Grayson in the chat. And if you're here after this and you comment below, I love to crush the conversation with you and hear your thoughts about the Vulcan Hello and the Battle of the Binary Stars. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a wonderful Friday night. Live long and prosper. Bye, guys.
Crusher out.